Hello, namaste. Ninja Dan here. Self-mastery energy practitioner, meditation instructor, quantum remote healer, CD5 practitioner, Reiki master. The levels just increase towards the consciousness intuitive practices as I go through life, my own personal life. But I'm here to teach you them and also share my experiences, my paranormal experiences. There's within meditation or any type of meditation, there's levels with meditation. So if you can understand that the basic form of meditation is guided meditation. So guided meditation taking you into a practice of peace and tranquility, of a visual experience of a practitioner teacher guiding you into a stream or a mountain phase or a valley, any type of place. It can be even off planet, and just have this very amazing creativity of explanation of soft movement and floating symmetry and imagery and all sorts of imagination, with just compassion and just breath work, and just so you can be at ease, you can calm down and go into this state of dream world of relaxation. So that's like a basic training wheel type meditation, where the meditation practitioner teacher like myself would guide you into. Then there's like the beginner intermediate of grounding meditation with breath intention, knowing that you're putting your awareness onto your bottom, and then you're breathing as you're practicing a circle symmetry of breath repetition, and you're grounding yourself with every breath. And you're continuing to hold that intention of feeling that sensation of your butt on the mat and sinking more into the floor, to ground your mind and the emotions of the mind, to calm down into that, and also concentrate the energy of grounding and having the experience with tethering yourself to anchoring yourself to the ground, and that can be guided as well. Then there's the intermediate, I would say, the medium intention practices, where after you have understood a guided meditation and a grounding meditation, there is the awareness of just breath intention in a repetition form of breathing in the nose and out the mouth to relax the thoughts within the mind. And also working in little practices while you're working in the intention of that one practice to clear up the mind and try to find clarity and try to find a intention of clarity within the mind without anything to add into it. So it's like you're from the guided to the grounding guided to the immediate of this repetition of form of breath that you find through the nose and out the mouth, and just this cycle of flow and symmetry, and brings you to a state of clarity within the mind, a peaceful state. The next one is more like advanced meditation. So advanced meditation in a way of getting to the point of clarity and then understanding how to hold clarity and tension, and having that awareness of holding clarity and tension within the mind. So the mind can now be worked in a sharpened position, a superposition of strengthening the awareness of life. And having more awareness without the emotions, and being calm and walking in clarity, having the consciousness, intention of walking consciousness, enlightenment. Now, enlightenment comes from the energy that rises within the awareness spectrum, from the body. So the Dantian, or the systems which called the chakras and stuff like that. These systems open, and you're opening because you're breathing in these intentions. Okay? And eventually they do open, or you can open them for yourself by pumping them and working within them. And a lot of my meditations work in chi energy meditation practices that enhance these systems, as well as enhancing the mind, controlling the thoughts, the mind, and the emotions, the raw aggression, the negativity, the anger, the stress of the physical body from the emotions of what you dealt with during the day. And also the overwhelming emotions of life, what has grabbed a hold of you in a way of no control of your own thoughts and emotions, or less control, and now you're prone to have a lot of these mind emotions of anxiety, depression, and over stressed with the mind, and having like PTSD and trouble sleeping and anger and just this pile on. The mind needs to be rebooted. It needs to be practiced in the intention of, instead of like saying you need to find time or I don't have time, this is your mind overriding the body that needs rest, and also the mind needs rest. So coming down to the state and saying, have the awareness of, I'm going to do it no matter what, and putting the response of just sitting and grounding and working on the basics, and eventually climbing up to these more, I wouldn't say difficult, but more advanced meditations that they're not difficult. They're just take time to progress too. Experiencing them will bring you into ultimate enlightenment and bring you into walking consciousness. But it's always about finding the clarity, holding the clarity intention, and then expanding the awareness of mind from more of the clarity intention of the mind to strengthen the mind with that broadened sense of awareness, because that activates more awareness within the other sensory perception of not just the eyes, that we understand that we live in a visual matrix of materialistic perception, but really we don't. We also have the four other senses, and with more meditation, more strength in the mind, we can ultimately go into more of the awareness of our other senses and be alert with them as well, and then discover things that we haven't discovered yet as human beings, because a lot of that is missing. Today. Once you discover more your perception, more your sensory perception, not just the visual perception, that we tend to believe others right off the bat with just our eyes, we can understand with our ears and our nose and our mouth, and also feeling And we can also enhance these perceptions, and then in a way that the eyesight can see something with the smell. Your touch can feel something from a distance. All these things can be enhanced, where you have the power to be blindfolded. You can put a blindfold on and drive a car and see with all your other senses. This can happen, this can work. This is by building the clarity within the mind and having that awareness of your sensory perception, enhancing sensory perception. And it requires just a basic level of gradual growth of consciousness for you spiritually, for the self to conquer all the negatives anyway, so we don't really need the negatives. And it doesn't matter if it's family, friends, school, work, whatever is happening, or society within the changes of stuff that we all can witness. We still need to come to the realization that what if is bothering us, we need to take care of ourselves. Because self-healing is the best healing in the world. Self-healing will conquer everything. Everything mental and everything physical within the body. PTSD, anxiety, depression, cancer, chronic pain, everything. Taking that self-intern awareness of, I gotta turn the corner and kind of figure out what I need to do for myself to benefit myself, to make so I can be healthy, but I need to be alert, I need to be aware of things without subjecting to maybe others. So a lot of people tend to project, build you up with emotions, but what about a physical practice? They're not looking to teach you a physical practice. You can see a lot of these major emotional speakers have great ideas and great enthusiastic, positivity to present you. But what about tomorrow? What about in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months? Going to some of these emotional speakers conferences of just center stage telling you everything you need to know about how you can be this ultimately, successful, loving, caring person. It's not going to just happen in one night. You need to gradually do this and take the time and the discipline. It is discipline to find, sit. But a lot of them don't tell you to do physically sit. I'm just trying to say that you have to be worried what these people are kind of want. And a lot of times they want things from you. So just be careful, because in the sense of, what I present is I present how to teach people how to calm themselves down, and also build the awareness and find their own journey by enhancing their mind and body of perception, and connect on a much more greater scale of universal consciousness. Modalities and religions combined together as oneness. Whatever you prefer, whatever you believe in, this practice is for you. These methods are for you. This is all about peace and love and tranquility. So it's offered to you. It's about really building the mind of consciousness. It's not about just the emotions and we need to explain things constantly. It's really about practicing as well. Practice makes perfect, and as you see that I can perform some amazing abilities that are breaking the walls of science. They come out with a new theory of science, I break it. I mean, break it in a physical intention, not just the emotional intention, what they're all used to. Everybody's used to the emotions of stuff. The emotions is not consciousness. The physical breaks it, breaks the matrix right in front of their eyes. So, in the essence of expanding awareness in the way of you get to this stable point of the mind, you get to holding clarity and tension within this, more of advanced meditation. You begin to, have the energy, have the all this awareness of built up of expansion. It's where like you built up almost like a field of energy, where nothing is bothering you mentally, emotionally. Everybody else could be around you completely aggravated, completely judgmental, fixated, frustrated towards whatever's happening, and you're like completely mellowed and chilled. And the reason why it's not because you smoked like 6 bowls before you got to this place or whatnot. It's about you taking the responsibility for your own thoughts and mind and emotions and strengthen their mind into this intention of clarity so you can be happy. You gotta understand that everybody is on autopilot. Their emotions have a limited amount of patience. This requires patience. Like, I'm not saying it's a lot of patience, but it builds up. Where you don't have the awareness of patience anymore, you just enjoy doing it like anything else. It can be addiction. But it's a good addiction. It's really healthy for you. It makes you very healthy, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So you need to take the responsibility towards your emotions and start working in some meditation. Right here with me. And knowing that my history of meditation as a child, I had major anxiety, depression. And I used mindfulness meditation and awareness meditation to conquer anxiety, depression, and it worked amazingly. I would advise you to take some of my practices on, check out my Patreon, and please subscribe to my YouTube page right here. Thank you.